Lots of stories about poo and a bit of heart when it comes to Joanne. No, you won't find no fault, but if you mess with the bull, you might get the show. It's time for Mornin. It's Mornin with Bill and Joe. It's time for Mornin. It's gonna be a heck of a show. It's Bill and Joe.
Thank you. Oh, y'all are too kind. Welcome back, everyone, to Mornin with Bill and Joe. Bill, where are you? What's going on?
Oh, I'm in Queens right now. I think probably near you, actually, if you want to join.
Oh, wow. How nice. I didn't realize there was a pool
No, it's a
I could
library.
use.
Just getting some work done.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm clearly not as good as you. I'm, in an overcast kind of area, but
Yes, how is the weather in New York these days?
it's actually yesterday was beautiful.
Yeah, I know.
Douglas and I went to a nice outdoor happy hour. Pretended we were in Italy or someplace nicer, but yeah.
I love those.
Yeah. Wait, you got to show everyone your koozie, your beer koozie.
Not that I need any presents from the wonderful Lawrence Vaughn for my noble doggy sitting duties here in Palm Springs, but she did leave me two. Check out this beer koozie. Look at that.
How
I don't know why they're
fun.
live. I should promote the place. Miami Beach. I don't think I've ever been here. Woody's in Miami Beach.
Okay.
And for the ladies, hold on.
Oh, it pushes it out. That's funny.
So if you play your cards right, maybe you'll get a little Palm Springs by way of Miami Beach present for yourself.
Please do not buy me anything or steal anything.
I'll just re-gift.
Please don't steal from me. But you had a bit of a journey getting there, which brings us to our segment, Duty Free. Really, the segment's supposed to be about when we don't talk about poop, but it's an airplane, so we gotta use it for all we can.
At some point, it's going to happen. In this case, without a faucet. I was in, as I bitched and moaned to you yesterday, because that's really all you're here for, as a sponge for all my anger and whining and hatred of the world. And in this case, it's in the form of traveling, which is why I don't do a whole lot of it anymore. I really don't. I mean, in this case, it's win-win for me because Lauren will fly me over for frequent flyer miles, and sometimes she'll pay. But either way, it's still cheaper than getting a doggy sitter in super expensive land where Frank Sinatra fucked everyone, Palm Springs. And as usual, if I go straight to Palm Springs, I'm usually going to have a layover. Always will have a layover. Airport in Palm Springs is amazing, outdoors, and you can smoke. But so I get on the American Airlines flight. I've had so many issues with them before and never again. And I told that to them as I was leaving when they had the gall to say, have a nice day. But we're on the tarmac, to use a plain term. Both of the faucets stop working. Then all of a sudden a puddle starts growing on the ground outside of the bathroom. So I guess they were leaking. There was a pipe issue. And the pilot starts having the fucking gall, even though 90% of us had layovers someplace, connecting flights, I guess. He starts joking about it. And like some sort of failed fucking stand-up comedian, he's like, "Well, is it a puddle? It could get worse." Like stuff like that. Everyone's just like, "Do something about this." Like I had a flight I had about 10 minutes in between flights. They don't know what to do. They finally get back to the airport. End up not doing anything. So we could have just left. Didn't fix it. Realized they had to do something to get these people on their respective flights. And instead, this is me not being a journalist, they filled the sinks with wet wipes, like a bowl. And then you would just use that after you went in number one or a duty in the plane, and kind of joked about that, and then said, we're all sending you new flights because you've already missed yours. But the problem with that is there was no internet. So each stewardess, is that what you call them now? Flight attendants. They had to sing. I don't know how they had the internet, but we didn't. Um, they had to go seat by seat, and people with pens or type it in their phone had to manually put in what their next flight was after the flight attendant looked them up. Um, I was able to finagle free drinks out of it. That wasn't too hard because they were just awful. Middle seat both ways for the new flights, two flights, both of them out of Phoenix. I was definitely either in an airport or up in the air for almost as long as it takes to go to Australia yesterday. So it was pretty
Oof.
amazing.
So the dogs weren't like emaciated by the time you got
I
there.
mean,
They
Lauren was like worried they were going to
survived.
be pretty hungry, but I finally got in there last night and fed them. I got a lot of poop to clean up today, and outside, thankfully. And yeah,
Nice.
other than that, I watched the roast. Not to tease it too far ahead, um, but yeah, it was terrible. And everyone was very upset. I'm glossing over a bunch of other horrible things that happened because I've already blocked it out of my mind. But American is just
Well,
awful.
first, I'm going to play two videos of the dogs. Bill, you need to get better at holding a camera. But let's
Yeah.
take a look at the little runts that you're babysitting.
Let's see if Sonny remembers me.
So is
Sonny!
it just two this time?
Just two. Unfortunately, we lost Jolene, named after the Dolly Parton song. Uh, she's in a better place because now with Lauren, on a doggy farm somewhere. She's dead. And now we just have Spanx, who's getting up there, and the very young, the very big. Sonny's problem is he just loves too much, and he will tackle you. It's all licks and everything, but he is a
Yeah.
huge mastiff, maybe a little pit bull mix, beautiful two-colored eyes, but just he is a bear. And so he kind of walks me. And as far as what dogs do, and getting back to the duty-free theme, I got bad news. Mike Baker has got some competition in the bathroom poopery department. As you know, we've been longtime marketing Mike Baker's bathroom cover-up. The CIA stands for,
Yes.
I forget what it stands for. We'll show the graphic. Well, check. I don't know if you can see this where I am in the library. Can you see this?
Who? Oh, funny.
And you've got the picture of him shirtless on the horseback back here, and it says, "I wrestle the bears. I cover your filthy secrets. I bring order to its knees." Over 500 applications in every bottle. I don't know what that part means. And a little Putin goes a long way, everybody.
All right, so slight change of scenery.
Sorry.
But yeah, Wi-Fi apparently in Palm Springs, everything's expensive there except they don't have good internet.
There's all sorts of fun little things around here and if I knew things all the time, including these wonderful beer cozies and Vladimir Putin bathroom cover-up.
Are you planning on doing anything while you're out there apart from doggy sitting? Like,
Looking for a job, believe it or not, even though the weather's very distracting, and not spending money.
yeah.
At some point, I feel like I might have to go on a beer run because I am me. But other than that, they've got great places around here. I just can't do it. I mean, it's starting to get to crunch time here.
Yeah, Mother's Day is coming up.
Oh boy.
And real loyal fans of ours know I don't really do much for my mom or really other family members.
Oh, you're a terrible daughter/person. Yes.
Yeah. But I was thinking this year I might get her a plant because she flowers are stinky to her, and like there's she has celiac, so she can't eat stuff. So I'm like, a plant seems like a safe bet.
God,
But
so
then
weird.
with like shipping and everything, it was over $80. And I still don't even know if she would really like it.
Oh,
So I
then
thought my mother would not want me to spend that kind of money on her.
how
So
lovely of you.
I might just get her, I don't know, a little gift card or something and mail her a Mother's Day card. I don't know.
Well, it's a
But
thought that counts, and in your case, there's very little of it.
yeah, well, I'm thinking about myself.
Well,
you
sure,
know,
yes.
and my lack of funds, which I think my mother would think is responsible.
So that's her present.
Yeah.
Mom, you taught me responsibility.
Yeah. Right?
uh, how's my sound now? I see
Much
an echo
better.
cancellation thing that looks pretty good. It's too bad. I like doing these outside just to piss you off.
Yeah, it sure did. But you know what doesn't piss me off?
Good seg.
It's down dates that just feed my soul.
Oh,
And this
good.
is one of them. I think this is actually a video that one of our followers alerted us to on Twitter. Last week, we did a really in-depth coverage of some graffiti in a Whole Foods that implied some salad bar tossing happened in the bathroom. And we weren't sure who it was, but now I think we might know who the culprit is. Let's take a look at this video.
So I had to pull over because I'm just like, I don't want to like cause crashes because I'm just so rooted right now. So the man that I've been messing with is a married man, and every night, well, for about 3 nights in a row, or even maybe there's a night in between, I was licking his butthole. Yep. Because he liked it. And I didn't mind doing it. Does that bother? Is that weird? Yeah. And that is what demons do. So we drove all the way down to Newport Beach today so I could buy him a boat. I was so in love, so I thought, so I could buy this gentleman a boat. And I brought cash to put a down payment down. Like, I really loved him. I was like, yes, like, we're into the same thing, like, we're kinky, blah, blah, blah. And his wife, because he's married, and I feel so bad because I can't stand her. I can't stand his wife. Because she wasn't even like, wait, what? You've been messing with my man? She said, you lunatic, you get out of my life or I'll get an RO on you. No, I'll put your ass in jail. Anyway, so I've been licking your man's butthole for weeks on end because he likes it a lot, and I do it to him, and he comes to me, and it happens. And that's a lot. I know it's a lot of information, but I'm the lunatic, right? No, I'm just single. Very single.
Taryn Manning, one who I don't recall seeing much of lately. I remember she was
No.
in that Pimps. It's Tough Out There for a Pimp movie.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Orange is the New Black, which is the more popular.
She in that as well.
Yeah.
Quite the trumper she is, and ass eater.
So this is a video she like willingly posted on social media.
Mm-hmm.
She's behind the wheel of a car. Now, Bill, I like to think you are more of an expert than me at substances. We've both seen our share, but you've interacted with more people who have
condemning it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to save people, really.
I'm only one man.
What is up with her?
Great question. I used to pride myself in being able to tell exactly what a person is on and how much of it that person has ingested. In this case, it's a little sketchy. I have to say it's going to be something along, obviously, the depressant variety. I'm going to go a mixture of antidepressants, maybe something along the lines of antipsychotic mix there. And I don't know if you can mix lithium with that stuff. You certainly aren't supposed to do it with booze. And something along the lines of a Valium, but something probably more that the kids are doing these days. Definitely no uppers. I'll say that.
Yeah. I do think that she is our new hero because for several reasons. First of all, she pulled over. She pulled over to make this video. She understands that filming while driving is very dangerous. So she
Very good
did the
point.
safe thing by pulling over to make it. Then she's a hero for destigmatizing, a little licking of the rear.
Well,
She
all right.
has
I hate to
no
edit you,
shame.
but from her point of view, it sounded like a lot of licking of the rear.
Well,
No little about it. Like lockjaw
yeah,
areas.
yeah. Practice makes perfect. Again, a hero for encouraging really all of her followers to really commit to something that brings them joy.
Well, that's the other interesting thing too. She was very adamant that while the guy is the receiver in this little transaction, she's a fan. She said she enjoys doing it. She likes the fact that he's as kinky as she is. Sorry, I
Yeah.
need to fill up my koozie. And oh, that sounds bad when we're talking about ass eating.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, she's in it to win it as far as the ton in the rectum is concerned.
But here's this man is a magician, because not only does he get exactly what he wants in the bedroom, but she was just about to buy him a boat.
Yeah.
So he
He's my
convinced
hero.
her to do what else could you convince her to do?
What am I doing wrong with my life? Where's
Well,
my boat?
do you want me to list all the things?
Yeah, that was rhetorical. In
Yeah.
fact, edit that out.
Okay.
I don't want to get a list. But you know, my ass is uneaten. I don't have a boat. What am I doing wrong?
You know what? I think this could be a good strategy. You need to find the right sort of B-list celebrity who is really in need of some companionship. Because in her video, she also goes on to say that she's like really alone. She's very much alone.
It was a little sad.
Yeah. So I think you need to kind of find someone who is in a similar stage of life, if you will, as you are. And then it could be a happy union.
Well, as Lauren always says, Palm Springs is nothing but the gays and the grays. So I've got options.
Yeah.
From both, but in both categories. I can think of one category that would probably be more open to the ass eating. Something I'm not actually for. See, that's the thing, ladies. I'll ask for the boat, but you'll never have to worry about wearing me like a hat. So that right there, I should put that on my dating profile, right? Don't need to eat my ass. Just give me a boat. In fact, that's the only thing I'm going to put on.
Yeah,
then,
I do think specificity is important when narrowing down what you do and don't want.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'll start hunting around at least happy hour time, because God knows this place is expensive. But the goal being, of course, to find a woman who would buy the drinks for me. This is a tall order here.
There's something about the confidence of Gen Z. I work with a few at the restaurant I'm at. And there's one coworker, she is 21. She's a senior in school. She talks about going out. And I'm like, oh, well, to save money, you could do this. And she goes, I don't buy any of my drinks. And I was both proud and incredibly jealous. Because, yeah, when you are a 21-year-old hottie patati in New York, going to the right spots, you don't have to pay for your drinks. And Bill, I would argue that you in Palm Springs are that 21-year-old hottie patati.
Maybe in a gay bar. The women here are rich. I just don't see them.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, good. I don't even know why I had to correct you. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's the only time I've ever gotten drinks bought for me in my life was, I think you've met him, my old buddy Bill Keith. He likes to go to these old school gay bars, nothing hip about the dudes he goes after at the bars he's at. And one of them being Julius, which is the oldest gay bar, if not in New York, in America, in the Village. It's great. You go in there, you wouldn't even really know it's a gay bar. It's just a great dive. And I would go there with him sometimes at Julius, and boy, I rarely bought a drink. It was great. I'm like, this must be what it feels like to be Joanne. Like, I got a little taste, and I'll tell you, I liked it. I liked what I tasted. I should kind of watch my mouth here. But yeah, Lots of old gay guys just looking to buy. I'll just sashay my little cell phone right next to them and get as many drinks as I can. Oh, you know where I went? I went there with Mo Rocca. He's a big Julius fan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I won't bring this though.
Yeah, I don't think I would get free drinks there. So
I know. It's the one place you wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I'd love it. I'd eat it up.
Yeah. Well, segueing, speaking into the years, I got so much for free. My pageant years.
Oh, yes.
I can't believe, Bill, I was looking through our Google Drive and we don't have a single pageant related image or segment.
Bachelor etiquette's a little bit.
But that was me going to all those bachelor parties, wasn't it? Bachelorette parties.
And talking about The Bachelor.
Yeah, but not really Miss
But
USA.
you're wearing your tiara.
Oh, I guess so. Well, anyway, there is a lot of controversy right now in the pageant world, specifically in the system I was in, the Miss USA circuit. Remember, Miss America is the girl next door.
That's why I got it.
Miss USA is the girl you wish lived next door.
Nice.
America is given a scholarship if you win. USA is given a modeling contract, okay? We know who we are, okay? We know we're not doctors and whatever. We want to be models, okay? But there's been a controversy over the last few years, changes of ownership, passing hands, people doing some shady things. 2 years ago, there was a rumor of a rigged pageant having Miss Texas win USA. She then went on to win Universe. An internal investigation said there was no foul play. Now they just sold, that woman stepped down. They sold the company to someone, her name is Lila Rose, I think. She's a fashion designer, has been in the pageant world for a bit. Well, the current Miss USA and Miss Teen USA and the social media manager all resigned this week. Miss USA resigned, and I can put up here a picture of her statement. Now, people love conspiracies, and the first letter of every sentence spells out, "I am silenced," which, sure, but then the last three sentences spell HIP. Who knows what that is? Miss USA said it was because of mental health, which is a great reason to leave without saying too much. She did sign a non-disclosure, so she can't say a lot. Miss Teen USA left saying her values did not align with the new owners, so that's given us a little more intel. It seems like, and I think I got most of this from the Post, sources were saying that the new owner of the organization was posting on the official Miss USA and Miss Teen USA social media accounts as the girls, using their voice when in fact it wasn't them, and they weren't thrilled about that. Another issue, Miss USA is supposed to have an apartment. That's one of the things you win, is rent free for a year. That's why I wanted it so bad. It was the year I got bed bugs, and I was like, if I could just move out of this apartment and into a new one that's a bed bug free, it would be amazing. Didn't happen for me. But she didn't have an apartment for 5 months. They didn't figure it out. There must be so much happening behind the scenes that we don't know about. That's just
you're
really
the expert.
sad.
Any theories? Like everything from the fact why she's not getting her apartment. I didn't know that there was a lack of funds in the Miss USA industry, but also just the whole being silenced and the lack, they have different priorities, whatever that message was. Where's your head at on all this?
I don't know. I think this could be the beginning of the end for this pageant. There's been a lot of issues over the years.
I mean, in the age that we live in, I'm surprised that this model still exists.
Well, and that's the thing, everyone likes to say, apart from the modeling contract, it's about having a platform and being able to make a difference in your community and in your state and the country. But now with influencers, with influencer culture and social media, you can have a platform without ever putting on a bikini. Should it be done in a bikini? Yes. But You don't need
I
that.
tend
And
to
you get
agree.
more control over your own brand.
Well, Joe, I'm extremely disappointed in you. You're home. I know I can never get you to bring it to the studio, but I brought nothing but props today. I am like the Carrot Top of Palm Springs, and yet you are not doing this story in something that I've never even seen before, which is your goddamn tiara for Miss New York. Why have you never worn this? The people want to see you put it on. Has your head gotten bigger? Can you not fit in it anymore?
No, this is what the people want to see. And this.
Non-existent books,
And
allures.
this. I'm putting up pictures right now. Oh no. How did that get there? Oops. Whoops, wrong picture. Oh my. Sorry.
Hey, give them what they want. Look, as far as I'm concerned, this pool's giving me all kinds of ideas. We should have like a Bikini Thursday or something like that. I believe Sabrina's starting to do that now. And that's the maximum stuff in me. I'm starting to think back like I did then, which will probably get me too'd. But yeah, like I'm not
Yeah,
against
you know
it.
what?
I'm not going to make fun of the bikini pictures.
I regret asking you to put a shirt on because showing your nip nap patty wax perhaps could get us more viewers.
I don't necessarily know if mine are going to be the help we need, particularly when the nip nap patty wax are on something that resembles beef jerky, as far as sun damage is concerned. You know,
Some people love beef jerky.
you really inspired me to hit happy hour today. I've got a lot to work with. I didn't realize.
Hey, speaking of jerky roasting in the sun, Tom Brady roast.
You're getting better.
That
That's
was
not
good.
good,
Yeah.
but you're better
Yeah.
than before. Yes, wow. Andrew did a great job. Andrew Schultz. I actually texted him last
Yes.
night. I didn't get much hot gossip. Let's see what he said. You have not seen the whole thing. I don't blame you. I feel it's. They said it was 3 hours. It felt like 10. Entertaining, but it's a lot. And after a while, there's only so many more new Bridget Moynihan and/or Giselle jokes you could come up with. The whole bit. People were starting to repeat themselves. Ron Burgundy, aka Will Ferrell, makes a cameo. I believe Eli Manning's in it. I'm not there yet, even though I saw a lot of it last night. Andrew was great. He's getting more and more translucent. It's the Scottish in him. Talk about someone who could use a little melatonin. But overall, I thought it was really good. What have you seen? What are your thoughts?
I've seen clips of Nikki Glazer and Andrew, things that people have been posting online. Here, I'll put up a little clip of Nikki.
You really are, you're the best to ever play for too long. You retired, then you came back, and then you retired again. I get it. It's hard to walk away from something that's not your pregnant girlfriend. It's tough. Hey, to be fair, he didn't know she was pregnant. He just thought she was getting fat. And Tom hates fat. Do you guys know about his diet program? It is so strict, but if you follow it exactly as he does, you too can lose your family. And seriously.
I think she is so funny. I think he handled it really well too. I thought it was Kevin Hart, right? Who was like hosting kind of. I love when other people get kind of made fun of too. So it's like a group camaraderie kind of a thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's funny.
That's a constant.
Some of it's kind of racy or whatever, but I'm into it.
Well, they talked, by the way, first of all, I think Nikki listens to our podcast, even though the roast might have come out before our last episode. Ass-eating references from Nikki. I don't know if you saw that clip. It was a great line that I'll butcher, so I won't even probably do it, but it was along the lines of this guy could kick Brady's ass while eating Giselle's ass, something along those lines. So we're at the heart of everything that's going on hip-wise and ass-eating-wise in America. Let's see what Andrew said. I don't think it was anything that good. Tom is kind of what you expect. I loved him checking Jeff Ross, though. See, I haven't got to that part yet. Bledsoe is the man. I thought Bledsoe did a great job. You're now, I know, a fan after watching The Dynasty.
Yeah, I have to watch that. I didn't see that part.
Oh, he was at the beginning, I believe, and he did a really good job. I was really impressed. And there's a lot of Bledsoe references about, like, how does he even have a ring? And look what Tom took from you. And he's just sitting there drinking the wine. He's always marketing in the corner, taking his lumps. But excuse me, it was really funny. Said he loved that dude, and then he just wanted to ask, and then of course he just asks me what podcast he's heard where they talk about him as far as the roast is concerned. I'm like, all right, here we go. So not that many good scoops. He's very much like you in that sense. But it's really good. It's probably one of the better roasts I've ever seen. But fuck, it's long. And the reason it's long, Joe, is because normally they're quite literally, and boy, everyone gets drunk, about 4.5 hours. And then from there, they edit it down to whatever they put on Comedy Central, obviously. But in this case, this was live. So you got the whole shebang. And that's, I think, part of the problem, because so many people wanted to do it. So many patrons were there. Belichick did all right. It was awkward. There's still no love lost between them. Let's see. Edelman was very funny. I loved it. I thought it was really good. Nikki Glazer's an assassin, as you said.
Yeah.
And poor thing. She's like really for the most part, the only woman. Oh, well, Kim Kardashian was pretty good, but got booed, oddly enough.
Yeah.
I didn't get that. Definitely talked about possible rumors that they had been dating. Oh, and she had a great line. She's like, even if Tom and I had dated, with the fact that he's an ex-athlete, the silky, gorgeous hair, the high cheekbones, reminds me too much of my stepfather.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a lot of stuff. You'll definitely watch it. You'll like it.
And now you went to the Rob Lowe roast, correct? A few years ago?
Oh, boy. I don't like roasts. I remember when Joe DeRosa had his 40th and asked. Also, there's a special place in hell for people that ask for a roast that are at least on Joe DeRosa's level of fame. It's one thing if someone offers it to you, but he wanted all of his friends to come and roast him. I refuse. I don't like roasts. I don't. I mean, people make fun of me, I guess, but I don't like doing it. I'd rather be the butt of the jokes. That's how I learned how to do Man on the Streets. I'm like, oh, if I make fun of me instead of the people at Times Square, I'm okay with that. But these things make me very uncomfortable. And I went with Ann Coulter. And I kept telling Ann Coulter that these are not just about Rob Lowe. All right. She didn't get roast. She'd never seen one, did zero prep, ignored all of the writers' options for jokes for her. She wanted to write her own. I helped her out a little bit with some of them that they edited out. And it really turned into the Ann Coulter roast. And it was just brutal. And you know how that feeling you get when you watch a sitcom and someone embarrasses themselves and your stomach cringes for them? Times that by 1,000,000, and it's real life, and it's because of a friend of yours. Like, it was, I can't even begin to tell you how awful and brutal it was. And again, they got rid of a lot of the really bad stuff. But I was sitting next to Peyton Manning's wife, and at that point, and it came and went. They cleaned it up real good. But there's a sexual harassment thing about Peyton Manning and a masseuse at the University of Tennessee. And there was only really one joke on that. And I'm like sitting right next to his wife at our table. And no one at the table is looking at her. And she knows we're trying not to look at her. And I immediately whisper over to Lauren, who came with us. I'm like, they're going to edit that one out. And sure enough, they did. That was not in the thing. Every Ann Coulter joke was in there. Lots of calling her the C word. They weren't even jokes. It was really bad. And I honestly have PTSD. I don't think I would ever go to roast again. It was.
You said she took it in stride. Like she got over it.
It affected me more than her.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know that I could handle a roast. Bill, I was trying to think about how I would roast you. And I think I would have to do like the opposite. I think I would have to do like what you wouldn't expect. So it would be like, Bill, you are not a disappointment to your parents. You know, your every organ in your body loves you. You're really setting yourself up for success, your future generations. Yeah, I think it would just be a lot of that.
I feel as if people might see where you're going with it. I don't think that's as cryptic as the former Miss USA.
I guess not.
Acronyms there, but Yeah, I don't. I mean, well, that's the thing. You roast me. You roasted me every day on Compound. I sound like, and I remember thinking about that watching DeRosa. Like, God, Gutfeld used to just destroy me every single day. So it's like I don't need this. I don't need more of this in my life. I used to do it for a living.
Yeah.
Put it that way. I was a fucking um, victim for a living. But yeah, I'll definitely be interested in your thoughts when you watch the full thing. I would approach it like a mini series. May not want to watch the whole thing in one sitting because your butt will
Mm.
get numb,
Okay.
like Taryn Manning's boyfriend. That was a callback.
Wow. Very nice. Oh, full circle.
Can't roast that.
Well, we are running out of time, and Bill, you're running out of sunlight, so you should probably get back outside. Any last minute plugs or promotions?
I believe, and you'll like this because you're in it. I think this Friday I have a hard hitting report on my attempt to become a historical bar crawl tour guide for Entrepreneur. Lots of morning clips, lots of photos of Lauren Sivan dressed as sexy Alexander Hamilton. I wish that was a joke. And so it should be good for the whole family. Actually, not the whole family. It's a little dirty. But yeah, so that's coming out. And then also, I just interviewed yesterday. Joe, you would like these guys. I bet you Douglas has heard of them. They're from Long Island. The Bogmen. Ask him about that. We interviewed the band at SDR yesterday, right before I left for Palm Springs. I have never heard of them because I don't know about things, but Ralph Sutton's a big fan, and I have since come to really like them. They're really good, and the interview is one of the best interviews I've ever done with Ralph too, with a group. They're absolutely hilarious. They've got a million really R-rated stories, and it's a blast. I don't know when that's coming out, but it'll be a good watch.
Awesome.
That did sound
all
sincere.
right. So now for, I don't care. The more you, Joe. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We had a new video song this time for our intro. Let us know what you think. Vote on them. Keep liking and commenting and watching, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, Matt Smith, as always. Matt Smith, oh, by the way, Five Fans in the article because he gave me graphics.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he gave me graphics for my tour.
I didn't do enough of those this time. Oh,
You didn't.
boy. All right, later.